Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the bishops, and the elders of GMS who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect. My name is Ainar. A little excited. It's like if I didn't say that properly, but it says never trust thine enemy for the title. But like as iron rusted, so says wickedness. And pretty much breaking news. We're not shocked at all. U.S. has struck 3 Iranian nuclear sites. Trump says joining Israeli air campaign. All right, so Trump, it's official. The Northern Army has been removed far from us. Well, the beginning stages, they're going to be going up over there. Let me grab that. Joel 2020. Right, I gave that title, and I'll just go ahead. I'll go ahead and grab that real quick, and I'll get into the lesson I was going to bring out because it kind of fits in. Because this has been a whole deceptive attack, right? Joel 2020. Joel 2:20 says, but I will remove far off from you the northern army and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward the east. Let me see this. Actually, NLC says, I will drive away these armies from the north. I will send them into the parched wasteland. Those in the front will be driven into the Dead Sea, and those at the rear into the Mediterranean. It says, the stench of their rotting bodies will rise over their land. Surely the Lord Yahweh has done great things. Right. So this is exactly what has happened. All right, Trump has entered the war, and he has attacked Iran. So it's going to escalate. From here, it's going to continue to escalate. Let me grab this. I believe it's Luke 21. Hey, but not to get too excited, of course, because the thought of the MOTB just came to mind. We have to understand that MOTB must, be implemented out and forced on the people. But nonetheless, we know that that thing is soon to come because pursuant to Revelation 12:12, Esau is going to move with great wrath because they have but a short time, right? So these things are going to escalate, further to the point where he has to bring in that new reward, right? Which means to bring in order out of chaos, which means the cities and things will be troubled, and ultimately they're going to have to bring some type of order, being the MOTB, So anyway, Luke 21:25, it said the return of Yahweh Shai. Lastly, it says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves are roaring, men's heart failing them for fear. It says, and looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the power of the heaven shall be shaken. Right, and that's the time we're entering into. I want to write this down real quick. All right. So it says, the sea and the waves roaring. It says, men's heart failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. Right? And our redemption it does. It draws nigh. We can clearly see it, pursuant to prophecy. So we want to grab this too, because like I said, it's the beginning of it, but all hell it's about to break loose, right? It's like right, Matthew 24:8. So I just started Matthew 24:6. It says, and ye shall hear of wars, rumors of wars, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famine and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. See? So we know where we're at the beginning of sorrows. right? We're at the beginning of Jacob's trouble, right? We're at the beginning of World War III. So the MOTB is soon to follow, right? Now that Trump has went ahead and officially made it clear that he stands with Israel by striking Iran. Now, what I want to bring out was the fact that we got to this point, well, they got to this point by deception, right? They deceived the Iranians. This is Operation Narnia. Iran's nuclear scientists reportedly killed simultaneously using special weapon. Right? It says dubbed Operation Narnia. Israel's opening attack against Iran last week saw the simultaneous, killing of 9 of the Islamic Republic's top 10 nuclear scientists. Channel 12 reports. It said the nuclear scientists were killed using a special weapon whose details were barred from publication. Channel 12 says. It said the 10th nuclear scientist was killed shortly after the other 9 as part of the overnight Thursday-Friday Israeli operation, which included strikes on Iran's ballistic missile program and Natanz nuclear site, along with the elimination of top members of the Islamic Republic's military leadership, the network says. Said nuclear scientists were all killed while they were sleeping in their beds, with Israel deciding to carry out assassinations simultaneously so that there wouldn't be time to tip off those being targeted. Says the scientists apparently believed they were safe from such targeting in their homes. A senior Israeli official tells China 12, noting that previously assassinated nuclear scientists were killed while heading to their cars after work. And that's the point I want to bring up, so I can go over it. All right, so that's the point I want to bring out. Basically, they went over there, Israel, right, U.S. and whatnot. They went over there and investigated the area of the nuclear program to see whether they had nuclear, missiles and whatnot, and what they were doing. So I could only think that they got most of their information during this time, and other podcasters and people that have been following this thing closely has been pretty much hinting and saying the same thing. Even Scott Riddler pointed to the fact that these men went over there, pretty much scouting the area and obviously scouting the people who's working on the project, the military program and whatnot. So for them to attack these people after Trump said we're negotiating, is deceptive, you know. So and now, and now they're attacking. Trump has entered into the war. He was given he was saying like, oh, I don't know what I'll do. I don't know if I'll attack. I don't know if I, what I'll do. But the whole time he knew that Israel was planning to attack, right? Because he said that himself. And before that, he was saying, oh, we don't know what Israel will do. I can't tell you what Israel will do, right? As he was saying, and then boom, Israel attacked. And now he's saying, I don't know what I'll do. I don't know if I'll attack. And now he's attacking, right? So they went over there deceptively. They went over there and recorded every information they could. They got the people that was involved, and ultimately they killed those guys, right, when they started their attack. And they're continuing to do that, and it's because of their policy, that they put out there. This is Daniel 8:25. It says, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. Right. So ultimately, because of his laws, his different policies and agreements and treaties and whatnot, he was able to go over there to Israel and investigate. I'm sorry, I'll go over there to Iran and investigate, the nuclear programs, and obviously meet with the people, doing the job and whatnot. And ultimately, he killed them. right? And he's thinking to himself that he's going to stand against Yahweh Shai on his return, but he will be broken, right? Without him, he'll be destroyed, right? So, Isaiah 30:25, it says, the vile person shall no more be called liberal, nor the troll said to be bountiful. The vile person will speak bitterly, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against the Lord Yahweh, to make empty the souls of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. Right. So Esau Edom is this vile person, right? And it's starting to be known, right? Because that act that they did, you know, basically using deception to go over there and say we were doing peace talks and we just want to study your nuclear program and make sure it's all good, and then ultimately turn around and attacking them, and now they're in a full scale war because that's what's going to come to. That's what's going to come to now. We'll have to see what happens with that. But the Bible says, war with good, right? Pursuant to Revelation 11 and 4. You got Ezekiel 38, you know, and the rest of them, Joel 3, right? All the nations being gathered to the valley of Jehoshaphat, right? The Levant region over there near Israel. Says the instruments also of the troll are evil. Let me see. You see that NLT like the definition. See, it says the smooth tricks of scoundrels are evil. That was a smooth trick. It says they plot crooked schemes. That was a crooked scheme that Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu at all, plotted. So they lie to covet. They lie to covet the poor, even when the cause of the poor is just. Hey, Iran first. Hey, for what we can see, Iran, was saying that they don't have nuclear weapons. They have no intention of doing that. They wanted the sanctions to be lifted off of them. They kind of just wanted to exist in society. But the Donald Trump and the U.S. and Israel went behind their back and undermined them and used deception to now basically kill over the top guys. Let me grab this in the instrument. The instruments. It says that, utensil, equipment, pretty much what I was thinking there. Say the word. Maybe my fingers not connected.
Strong's H3627. Kelly.
The vessel, instrument, weapon, right? Utensil, implement of hunting or war. Let me grab this too. Be a micro. 3. Micah 2:1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. So they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. This is exactly what they're trying to do with this greater Israel thing. Even Trump is with it. He posted up an AI video of himself, him and Benjamin Netanyahu dancing on the beach, over there in Palestine, talking about a greater Israel. So we're still yet to see what Donald Trump's going to do about that situation. He wanted those people, relocated, and they said we won't. So we'll see what he does. But so far he's just been doing wickedness, and he's the devil. Hey, let me grab that. Can I, so I don't see no change in Jeremiah 13:23. Says, no, sorry, this is not it. Oh, actually, it says, can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leper his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. All right, that's the wicked. The wicked was created for evil, right? Esau Edom. All right, so he's not going to change. All right, you even got this. You go back and get all of that. Right. So this is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 10. It says, never trust thine enemy, Like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. It says, set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. See, and that's exactly what's happening. The U.S. has struck 3 Iranian nuclear sites. Trump says joining Israeli air campaign. Right, so they should have even never let them come over there and try to investigate the nuclear program at all. You know, they did it thinking it was a good thing to do, but now they're being destroyed by the U.S. You know, there's I didn't read this. Let's read it. Let's see what Donald Trump says. President Donald Trump said Saturday that the U.S. military struck 3 sites in Iran, directly joining Israel efforts to decapitate the country's nuclear program in a risky gambit to weaken a longtime foe amid Tehran's threat of reprisals that could spark a wider regional conflict. There was no immediate acknowledgement from Iran of any strikes being carried out. That happened just now, literally. That's breaking news. All right. It said the decision to directly involve the U.S. in the war comes after more than a week of strikes by Israel on Iran that have moved to systematically eradicate the country's air defenses and offensive missiles capabilities. It says while damaging its nuclear enrichment facilities, but U.S. and Israeli officials have said that the American stealth bombers and the 30-pound bunker buster bomb they alone can carry offer the best chance of destroying heavily fortified sites connected to Iran nuclear program buried deep underground. And it's crazy because the earthquake was just, it was like a 5.5, 5.3 or something, just reported over there. So they could have used the bunker bust and they hit something pretty important down there. It says that we have completed our very successful attack on 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordow, Nathans, and Esfahan. Trump said in a post on social media. All planes are now outside of Iran's airspace. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site. Fordow, all planes are safely on their way home. Right? They got a little map right here so you can see. All right. Trump added in a later post that he would address the national, really the nation, at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. This is a historic moment for the United States of America, Israel, and the world. See, they're together. At least the plot drawing them out. Grab that. We got Jeremiah 49:20. It says, therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh that he hath taken against Edom, and the purposes that he hath proposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make the habitation desolate with them. See, so Israel will be destroyed and America will be destroyed now for them being drawn out into this war and attacking Iran. That's pursuant to Ezekiel 38. Iran is going to join forces with Russia, right? And Russia will join forces with many other countries, and they're going to go against America. Even America's own allies in these last days will turn on them, right? Pursuant to Obadiah 1:7 and Revelation 17, around verse 10. Okay, so yeah, that's we got this. I had this video because this has also led to like I was saying, Iranian commanders and scientists and things getting killed. Trusting your enemy, you know, and that's you know, even for us not to trust our enemies, you know, we see how Esau even moved. Now is not the time to take any bribes or try to do deals with him and think that he comes with peace. This is Ezekiel 33:1. It says, again, the word of the Lord Yahweh, Bashina Shah came unto me, saying, son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman, if when he see the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people, Then whosoever hear the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be on his own head. And that's a lot of y'all. That's a lot of our people. They hear the word, they scoff, they keep walking, people saying, we're telling America is gonna go down, Babylon the Great will fall, right? With a nuclear war. You don't care. And so that's coming, you know. So says he heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning. His blood shall be upon him, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. See? So it says, but if the watchmen see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the watchmen are blowing the trumpet, right? The prophets in the Lord, the hopeful elect, are blowing the trumpet. It says, but if the watchmen see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in this iniquity, but his blood will require at the watchman's hand. So thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore thou shalt hear the word at my mouth and warn them from me. See, that's exactly what happened. We got this information. We learned it and we teach. We warn. We warn the people. That's exactly what we're doing. All right. And we hear, that saying, there was another saying too. One of the elder brothers said, we are here. And somebody said it has started. Hey, we in that time, Hey, let me grab that. This is Matthew 13. It's not good. I have to clear my throat. Matthew 13, 16. It says Matthew 13, 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. Right? It's talking about the prophecies. Right? The creature earnestly wait for the manifestation, of the elect. Right? Roughly paraphrasing scripture. Basically for things to be fulfilled, for the elect to be seen. And this is something major here. Oh, so let me grab this video, and that'll be that. Just Iran, Israel killing another Iranian commander with their palantria, right, in their deceptive recon, right, reconnaissance.
Straight to our top story this morning. Israel says it's currently striking military infrastructure in Iran after killing an Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps commander who they say funded and armed Hamas ahead of the October 7th attacks in Israel.
Mike Tobin is live in Tel Aviv with the very latest details. Hey, Mike.
Good morning, Griff. Good morning, gang. Israeli fighter jets are active right now in the southwestern portion of Iran. According to the IDF, they're striking targets. And this follows another round of Iranian missiles that flew at central Israel last night. Those missiles, once again, creating fireballs in the sky as they re-entered the atmosphere. Israeli missile interceptors in hot pursuit in the sky. The town of Holon, next to Tel Aviv, took a hit, resulting in a fire on the top of an apartment building. No reports of injuries. This is the second time Holon has been hit in the past 3 days. Israeli warplanes have been on the hunt in Iran. The IDF reports the assassination of key Iranian figures. One of them was struck in a car. Benham Shahriyahi is his name.
Right. So, we'll see. There's no really videos on this yet, just articles. So anyway, we're willing. Hopefully you edify from the lesson. We're willing. I'll say shalom to the hopeful elect, which consists of men, women, and children. Shalom.